What is going on, everyone? Badger here. Should have liked and sub, and let's get into this. Last time we talked about Marvel Rivals, it was when there was supposed to be this big hubbub about, oh my God, the game director and all of the dev team were just fired and blah, blah, blah. And yeah, that was a little bit of mainstream manipulation. And certainly on that game director who wasn't the creative game director, but was more, by his own admittance, in charge of manpower and financing. And really, it was only 6 people that were fired. Marvel Rivals, in the meanwhile, it's no problem right now with player count, 344 people in the past 344,000 people in the past 24 hours playing, peak all time just last month at 644,000. That's going to go up and up as more characters. We just got the Thing and the Human Torch. Covering those rivals, of course, we're hearing that we might be getting more layoffs from the dev team. This was the original message from Thaddeus Sasser, who was like, oh, it's such a weird industry. My stellar, talented team that just helped deliver, we were just laid off. But again, it was not what you think is like an entire dev team. It was only a few. We had IGN cover this. They released the response from NetEase saying, we recently made the difficult decision to adjust Marvel Rivals development team structure for organizational reasons and to optimize development efficiency for the game. But they do reinforce the idea that, don't worry, the creative director and basically everyone involved in how it actually looks and plays is still there. So you don't have to worry about that. And then we get a little bit of more clarification here from Grums. And actually, this is the one that got me because it sounds very similar to, I mean, this all works for the video game industry, but it sounds very similar to what's coming up in the animation and the movie industry of, this is what happens when without merit you hire people and then they can't do their jobs. So Grums here saying NetEase rather isn't just laying off the 6-person Marvel Rivals team. NetEase is also pulling the funding from Western and potentially Japanese gaming studios. The CEO is said to be very unsatisfied with Western developers, calling them lazy, entitled, slow, and woke, according to a source. Here's the list of studios under review and potentially at risk. Fantastic Pixel Castle, Rebel Wolves, Worlds Untold, Skybox Labs, and all the way through. This is something that we're hearing a lot about back in the day of like a John Lasseter being fired from animation, from Pixar, and then Jennifer Lee at Disney Animation taking over and hiring people from Tumblr, not because they were really good at their job, but because of their possible influence and the people they could bring in. But then when they have to hit deadlines, they can't hit deadlines, and the veterans have to cover and do their work. It's very similar to when you hire people used to working from home or being on social media, not actually banging out deadlines. So these are huge investments by NetEase, founded by top veterans from AAA gaming, and most importantly, mostly made during the high-flying game demand driven by COVID boredom, a demand that has since contracted. We'll soon see what studios remain funded and which are left scrambling for new investors in a climate where, according to his source, it is extremely difficult to find game investors. And obviously they just lost a bunch of money from the USAID, and they lost a bunch of money from all the State Street, BlackRock, State Street, Vanguard, things like that, because those DEI proponents just aren't working. Going forward, you could see that, we heard this, that NetEase plans to divest of the majority of its overseas teams. And now, whether this is related or not to the 10% tariff on China that is in response to China's open and aggressive intellectual property theft and forced technology transfer and many other things that they do, I don't know. But you could probably expect to hear more devs and the like being fired. Either way, time to shape up or ship out. Let me know what you think about all this. By all means, make sure to like, share, and sub. If you have done that, thank you. If you're going to do that, thank you. And
Well, bye.